Well, hello. Hey everyone, how is it going? Oh, I'm almost nostalgic thinking about this project coming to an end today. I know, it has been such a long ride. But honestly, at this point, I feel like we owe it to ourselves and to the project to finally say goodbye to it. I'm not even sure. I mean, I'm sure actually that we're not gonna finish everything, and I had in plans way more for this project than what I was able to deliver. But hey, that's just reality check, right? And we did what we did. Honestly, I'm super happy that we did pull through with the context API. With the use reducer, we didn't use it as much, but I feel like going through the setup, I think it was stream number 13 or 12, probably 13. That one was like a big chunk of all the things to be put in place in a way, I would say. But yeah, let's just go and see what we have and what we can do more, because honestly at some point I think I'm just gonna be like, you know what, it's time to go home on the behalf of the project. So let me, is that the screen? Yeah, that's the screen. Okay. Boom. Alrighty, so yesterday, by the way, I think here I just removed use search and I commented this line of code. So if you're pulling from the most recent code along, so today, the one before I push now, or at the end of the stream, then you will get like the proper version and not what you saw on stream yesterday. Because that what led to this like endless loading indicator to be there, because we never used the hook. So yeah. Hey Boring Macho, what's up? How is it going with the studying today? With the search we need sidebar. Yeah, here. So the sidebar, I was like console logging trying to figure out what the hell was happening, but it was okay, you know. Can we use WebSockets with REST API? You mean in general? I guess that I mean, what would be the use case? Could you please elaborate on your question? It's like a very open-ended question. Okay, so where we stopped yesterday, kind of, was that we were figuring out the brand. And let me refresh this page and see. Whoa! What was that? What was that? Let me go again to my only video stream and figure out a thing. Where is my code along? There it is. npm run start. Is that the right project? Yeah, I think it is. Okay. There was another project running, so that was not what you were supposed to see. But it's okay. It was a coding challenge I was working on, so it didn't reveal much. I mean, how can I make my API real time? Well, the biggest question is, should you make your API real time? maybe your API, I mean, is it an API then if it needs to be like super real time? I mean, probably yes, but you could just like have a server and just open a WebSocket with it, right? As far as I understand, like I never used WebSocket much, but I understand the concept. You could also just do like polling. If you want constant updates, then just, well, no, probably WebSockets would be better. I guess it depends. I had one use case when we used it, and yeah, it has a lot of like complications with them, but I guess for a project you could try it out. There's no harm. Okay, I'm ready. Back. So the project, yeah, we were in the search page. So what we were doing, let's open the console as well, see that everything is working. It doesn't work, okay. Oh yeah, it does. So the API is just a little bit slow. Also, let me know if the internet connection is alright, or if it's not. Not sure what I can do about it, but it's good to know, I guess. On my side, it looks alright for now, but let's see. Yeah, everything seems to be working. Okay, so we were doing this thing. We had the brand, let's say Alva. Alva gives us this thing, we click on it, and we get to our page of the single product, which is amazing. Or as a friend of mine says, amazeballs, which is apparently, I don't know why. I was at her birthday party and that's a new sentence we say now. So, wait, this one caught my attention. What is this? It looks so nice. Okay, got distracted a little bit. If you're in the market for eyeshadows, Dior is really nice, and in general for mascaras and stuff. So just putting it out there. Do with this information whatever you want. Okay, so we were in the brand. What I want to do is that whenever we have, let's say, okay, let's wait until it loads, all of the 8,000 products. Let's say we have, well, let's go with Alva because we know we have only one there. And I'm gonna open the networks tab in the console because I want to see the request that we are making. So here you can see that you can see that our URL is our base of makeup-api.heroku.com/api, and the brand Alva is added here as a query parameter to the URL. Now what I want is that, let's say I am interested in the brand Alva, or since we were talking about Dior, let's go to Dior. I'm interested in Dior, and Dior has a lot of things to offer. But let's say I want only a mascara. So when I click on a mascara, it already works. I mean, okay, thank you. That was a great stream. See ya. What? Did I do it right yesterday? I love when that happens. Especially at work, when your past self did things right so that your future self doesn't need to think about things. A little moment of appreciation to yesterday's data script. She did very well. Oh man. All right. I mean, I guess we could work with the prices then. Oh my god, this is too funny. Okay, any other things you want to tell me today? Okay. I'm still trying to process that word. Okay. I guess that cuts my task for today in half, but fine. So yeah, let's go with the prices. So whenever I put like a 0, or let's say I put a 5 here, I have a minimum price because, well, DR is all 25.5. Maybe we can choose an eyeliner. Okay, here we have some variety. Or maybe eyebrow. Yeah, let's say my budget is like 20 euros for Dior. So ideally, once I submit this, or just click on that, or outside of it, then this should disappear and these two should disappear. So only the ones that are like up to 20 euros, they stay. Okay, let's start coding and then I'm gonna go into like the thinking part of it. So again, we start with our page. We have all of our components here, which is only one component. The main one is the search. Our state is wrapping the search. So this way we have everything available for us there. Then we have our sidebar, which is where we see all of our filters. So let's go there. And again, if you're wondering how I'm opening files, just like left and right, I just hover on this, press on command and click on it and it opens it. Love VS Code. Then I was just thinking if I want to install an extension. I saw a cool extension on TikTok where if you type a lot like this, if you're like in fire mode, then it gives you like almost like confetti stuff. I was just thinking, should I do that? But then it's like, fine, probably gonna slow down my view. So whenever I'm silent on stream, there's like a lot of process of thoughts going on. And I'm just not really vocalizing all of them because sometimes it's like, I'll spare you the details. Okay. So what else? Arrived. Hello. Just in time. Hello. We had some jokes already. Okay. Where is our price range? Here it is. So I can make this smaller. You're still gonna see stuff. Yeah, about there. Should be fine. And now price range. So what's going on with our price range? We have our one input and we have another input, right? And then your skin shines like a mirror. Is it blinding you? I was just working out and I had to put like stuff so it's not gonna be super red. It's still a little bit reddish, but highlight is in the season. So we could also look for highlights if you're in the market to get one for yourself as well. I can highly recommend. It's very nice to just like walk and shine. So input fields, we have our min and the max. And what we want to do is to have I know in Vue.js there's like an event for that. So what are the events for input fields? So there's like an on change, on mouse down, on mouse up, on key down, on key up. But is there like on focus end or something like that? React input field. event. So the thing is why I want on change, fine. The thing is why I want to have an event that is gonna be kind of like once we're out of the field. I'm not sure if that's possible. It's probably gonna be like on key up. Is because otherwise we're gonna fire a lot of requests unless we do like a throttling, which is basically like a sort of like a set timeout that you're waiting for the user after they did like the last key up. So, you know, there is like a key, you press on it, and then once you remove yourself from the key, then it's an event called on key up or on key press up, key up, I think. And then you kind of wait like 2-3 seconds, and only then you fire your request. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's see if we have something else. So we have an on-change handler. This we know. Do we have only on-change? No, of course not. A lot of them, right? Let's see what forms. Sorry, what VS Code theme is that? That's my personal theme. Let me show you, since you asked. It's called Ice Blue. Let me show you. This one. Dripping ice. So yeah. 500 downloads. That's cool. And 5 stars. So if you enjoy it. I feel like I want to do also like a little bit of a lighter version of that, because that one in summer can be a little bit, I mean, too much, you know, for your eyes. Unless you're sitting in the basement, then it can be fine. Hi Donna in chat. Hello, what's up? How easy or hard is making your own VS Code theme? It's not easy. But they're very good tools. I was using kind of like a simulator, which shows you, so there are like shitloads of variables. I think I even have here like a screenshot, these ones. Is it? No, that's probably just like a setting, or maybe it is. Basically, there's like so many little like things that you need to figure out the colors for it, and the contrast needs to be there, and you know, you just want to see what you're doing, because yeah, the name is awesome, but you actually don't know where it comes to effect and where Visual Studio Code is actually using that variable. So there are simulators online where you can, I don't know, you can just Google that up. There are tons of them. But the ones I used, there was one that was very good until I saved the theme. Once I saved it, because then it gives you like this JSON file that you can just like get out all the variables and just insert it and submit it to Visual Studio Code. No, to Microsoft Marketplace, I think. And the issue was that when I saved it, it didn't save all the progress. It saved only like the very first tab. So they kind of split it into like 5 or 6 tabs. And the first tab is just like 5 variables and the rest is like 600 variables. And that happened to me 3 times. 3 freaking times going through all of that. But I guess, you know, that it was made with tears. You can think it's ice and that it's just water, but it's actually my frozen tears. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it's a good one to code with. I was trying to make it work for JavaScript, for React stuff, for Vue.js, I think, as well. HTML I think HTML is a little bit boring. Well, actually, no, HTML is fine. JSON is a little bit boring, but I think if you look too long at any JSON files, you are gonna get bored by default, so I don't know. Whatever. Bro, we're here to discuss technology, not to make romance. Bravo, boring macho. I absolutely agree with that. Thank you. There is no need to... It's not a dating app, it's YouTube. But if you came from a good place and just say that you appreciate my time and the effort that I put into streams, then thank you. But maybe please elaborate next time. So, back to the topic. On change events. So, yeah, forms have submit, but we don't care really about the submit. It looks like on change is the only proper one. Let's Google on change with API, because we don't wanna what? Where's my Stack Overflow? Why is this so... Oh, this is Brave. No, I want Google. Google.com. That's the thing, like with other search engines, is that you would like to support them and, you know, have not all your eggs in one basket, basically. But it's a little bit hard because Google so far is like the one that has indexed the most, and their search engine is like the most optimized, especially when you're searching for developer things. So I find it a little bit hard to use something else. What was I searching for? On change with API. There you see, straight away, first result, how to API call in onChange function. Perfect. I don't know if that's what we need. No. So what are they doing here? They have a fetch and then search, set search. And then if the city is changed, then they're gonna put it here. Right. Main things are the condition inside the use effects, are the search city state as dependency. So there is no timeout, right? Just checking, man. Is the comment section working or not? Well, what are we trying to do here? We are trying to... We have these two fields, input fields, 1 and 2. And we want to fire an API call to fetch products within the price range that the user is going to define. However, an onChange event is going to fire, if I type 2, but I want to type 200, it's going to fire 3 times. For 2 and then 20 and then 200. And we don't want to, you know, fire 3 times. We just want to like, okay, once the user is done, then to finish that. To submit the API kind of like action. Let's just create like an onChange just to start. onChange, and then on change is going to be on change, and in here we're going to have an e, right, because it's our event. And let's console log e.target.name as well as e.target value. but I think that the value we have to use a use state because it's a changing things. Okay, can we listen for a key press, like user presses enter and then we fetch the data? Yeah, maybe we could just like add a button here where the user just clicks search, because that would make it easier. Because on key press, I mean, we would need to define, right, that we would need to tell the user somewhere that, hey, the key press that you can click on or that you should click on is enter in order to, you know, fire your request. Which is kind of like, it's many users know that, but some don't. Use timeout function when users stop typing, store it in use state, call API using fetching inside use effect. Call API using fetching inside use effect. Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, debouncing. Isn't that throttling? Okay. Save that, and now we're gonna have the errors saying that I think we need like a on change event. No? Denouncing. Yeah, I didn't touch it here, so. Can we really have an on-change event without value being specified here? Okay, this is new to me. Or is it because I didn't put the value, so there is no need in the default value? Okay. It's fine. The less use state I need to use, the better. What did I do here? Right. Let's just save it. So, I mean, let's probably just hook it up first to our API and then see where we go from there, right? With the event. Let's just first make our API work and get our data and then reduce the amount of API calls we're making. Hopefully that works. So I'm gonna put this here down below. And then we're going to go to, so we have our sidebar and we have a dispatch set filter. So that's what we also need to do. We need to have an on change and do a handle on change here, right? Because we have the name and the value. Yeah, and then we dispatch the filter. And our name is min, but we have tied it yesterday. Where is our action types? No, sorry, action creators. That's the function we're calling, set filter with a name and a value, then we're passing a name and a value again. And then this one ends up in our reducer in here and set filter. And what we're basically doing is this is a use reducer thingy. If you're a little bit lost in that, then I think part 12 or 13 of this series goes through this like in depth. And what we're doing here is that we're spreading the states, then we're defining the filters key, spreading the existing filters in order not to override them, and then we have the name and the value. So let's say we have here min, and if this one is also min, then it's going to overwrite the existing one. And that's how we have like the latest updated filters. So this name needs to be the same as in our search state. So we have min price and max price. And that's what we need to add. So name is going to be min price. And this one is going to be max price. Okay. So now the on change is actually going to be one that we accept from here. I'm going to console log that for a second. Save it. And now we need to go to our hook, which I'm going to open here, because that's where we have our API call. So we go to our use search, and then in here, that's what we're gonna be calling because we're listening to a change in state filters. By the way, yesterday we had two use effects. We had one on load and another one I added with the state filters. Now, we want to get products whenever there is a state filters update, and on initial load, it's also gonna be fired because kind of like think of it as filters are just being created. And that's why we didn't need to have the use effect with the empty array of dependencies, because it's gonna fire for us anyway. So just so you know, we have only one use effect now. We're just listening to the filters being changed. Once they're changed, so once we're changing the min or the maximum price, we want to get to our get products and then form this params object, which is what we saw in our networks tab here, where we had, where did we have it? Let's filter by fetch. Oh, we didn't have it yet. Wait. So if we put eyeliner here. So you see the product type. This is exactly what we form here in this object. So now we need to have, let's go to our makeup API docs and let's see about the prices. How do they call it? Price greater than. We return a list of products with max price. Wait, that's what I just invented. I didn't read that. We'll return a list of products with price greater than indicated number. So this is the min price. So this is going to be state.filters. Oops. Dot. I said min price, right? Min price. Then we're gonna have another one. I just copied the same line down. Price less than, and that's gonna be max price. And our default is null, null, null for everything, which means that it's not going to be sending anything if it's a null, which is good for us, and that's what we want. So now learning technology be like taking selfie with beauty mode on. What? Why? I like this analogy, but I want to understand it. So we can save this sidebar because we passed everything we needed, and then use search. Yeah. Let's go here and refresh the page. And if we go to sorry, I have messages on my watch. So if we go to our eyeliner, no, we wanted eyebrows, right? Yeah. And let's say we're doing what we wanted. We want to give a max of 21. It worked. Why did I had in my head that this is gonna be so complicated? Why did it's fine. Wait, I think I know why. So I wanted to do it all kind of like in JavaScript style and do kind of like some methods in order to figure it out, which is a valid point if you have, let's say, some products that are only, let's say that you don't have pagination. But let's say you do have pagination like we do, and if you have hundreds of products that are maybe not displayed on your whole page, then just doing it with the JavaScript, you might not have fetched all of them. And I guess sending it to the API and getting the response from the API with the filters is a little bit more accurate, especially if you have a lot of products to show, or just anything, items. So now we need to figure out how to make this so if I put 2, it already fires something, and I don't want that. Also, we need to figure out if the loader just keeps on doing that. Why? What's our response? Payload, preview. Yeah. Wait. Okay, we're gonna figure it out step by step. So 20 should show us something. Oh, okay. 21 should show us something. 20 is apparently not included. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so let's get back to our own change thing and figure how to not make it fire every single time. Hey, good evening. What's up? How about we have a drop-down menu for prices? But in order to have a drop-down menu for prices, you would need to have, I mean, in the drop-down, you want to offer the prices that are available, right? So what's the granularity that you're gonna go there? You know what I mean? Let's say you want a very specific search from 3 euros to 7 euros. That's all the budget you have. That's everything that you can afford. And you want only those products. Or let's say if you search from 0 to 10 euros, it's too many products for you to go through. But if you go to 9, then you have much less products. This is me speaking from my personal experience while shopping. Because I usually like change my preferences in the filters depending on how many results I get, because I'm not gonna go through thousands of results. Like, nobody has time for that. And I do have it in my mind that I need to go through all the results, because how else can I make a decision, right? Unless I know all my choices. So I feel like the dropdown is gonna be a very, very big dropdown. So I'm not really sure if we're gonna be necessarily benefiting from that. Unless I misunderstood the intention you had. Or maybe you would have like drop downs with ranges, but then it's probably the same, right? Because you need to know which range it is, and depending on the products available, you would need to first check the price availability within your products and then put it in that drop down. You know, maybe, I don't know. Please zoom in the code part. Let me just make it bigger then. I think this should be better, right? Okay, so to our adventure with the with the price range and the on change thing, the throttle, denouncing, debouncing thingy. So let me check. Throttling. Am I even telling you the right thing? Why am I again kicked out of Google? I didn't specify that Google is my search engine of choice. Throttling. Limiting the bandwidth available to users of an electronic communication system. Yeah, that's not what I want. Is throttling is this thing, right? This is throttling. Sorry. I again confused English words. So once it gets sophisticated, they're only in one category. So you said denouncing. On change. I need the state to change to maintain the string the user is typing. However, I want to delay an action until the user stops typing. That's what I want as well. I've tried setting an interval to clear out in the onChange, but it's delaying the string being maintained as well. The constant, yeah, it's debouncing, right? Debouncing is correct. It's a weird term though and easy to forget. Once you know the name, the answers are so easy to find. Of course, it's always about Googling the right way. To keep the string user is typing, use the useState hook to store the text the user is typing, then give that state to the validator. To trigger an action only sometime after the user stops typing, you can use the useEffect hook together with set timeout. The bouncing down. yeah, sorry. So below is a little example of an app that uses the above steps to keep the string the user is typing visible. But my question is that, so let's say we're in the scenario where we're typing 200. I'm typing 2. This is being fired, and then there is an added set timeout. Then I type the 0. This is again being fired, and then there's a second set timeout. Then I type the third 0, so I have the whole 200, and then it again gets fired, and it goes here. Right? Yeah. And then I end up with having 3 set timeouts. So how did I solve the problem? I still have three API calls. Because this is just delaying the call from happening, but it's still gonna be happening. I need to restart the timer. Yeah, we would need to clear the timeout. My keyboard was autocorrecting what I was typing. Yeah, I figured, but you just did like denouncing like 2 times. I was like, okay, it's denouncing, got it. That's why. Okay, let's accept the cookies. So I think this is what we need to do, right? We have like the on change handle, pre-on change kind of, and I found debounce by Lodash recently. It makes it easier, but yep, that's how it works. Yeah. I mean, we would need to do like a clear timeout. No, clear timeout when you press the key, so it will not execute the code until you stop typing. Right, it's just that at some point we need to do like the clear. Why is it like so complicated to me right now? So user like types 2. It goes and it creates like a set timeout. But we actually don't want this set timeout to be executed, right? So the next time the user clicks on it, we want the previous one to be cleared. Right? So like you clear it up and then you create another set timeout, you wait, and if there is nothing happening, then okay, let's fire that. Okay, I think I got it now. So let current timeout. I'll just start writing it like this, but we can change that later. So then we have current timeout equals set timeout, and we're gonna give it let's give it like a 500. Well, we actually don't need that, right? We can just do the on change. Well, no, we don't need that. No, what am I doing? Yeah, we do need that because there is a callback thingy there, and this needs to be like this, and this needs to be like this, and then like this. Got it. Okay. Yes, cool. Thank you. So current timeout actually should be here. No, it even needs to be outside of the component, right? Because what if we have like a re-render of the component? Which shouldn't happen. Okay, let's keep it here for a sec. And then it's like a clear timeout. It's like it's a native one, right? Clear timeout, there we go. Current timeout. So what it's gonna do is we have defined our variable here. It's basically just like a placeholder where we're going to save our timeout, this one. And then once the user types something, it's gonna go to onChange handler, because that's our handler for the onChange event on the input field on both of them. Once the user goes there, whichever timeout we already have, we're gonna clear it out first and then create a new one to call the onChange event with our new value after 500 milliseconds. So after half a second. However, if the user within this half a second, like before it's timed out, before it has passed, if they're going to type something else, it's gonna go again to this onChange handler and it's gonna clear the timeout which was stored in the current timeout here. Now, since we don't have any use state, it's probably not gonna update this let current timeout with just like a re-render on a click, on like on a press in the input field, I think. But let's check it out. So let's save it and go for it. right? So we're gonna go again for the or, because why not? Here, there you go. Cool, and we go to eyebrow, and we said, let's go, well, we're gonna see in our networks tab if something fired. So let's see, you ready? Okay, let's clear that up. And I'm gonna put 21. Oh, it's too slow, I think. It did wait a tiny bit. So let's put 2 seconds. Just in case. And refresh it, of course. By the way, also yesterday I found out that sometimes the app is just like not updating with the current state of the code. So I had to actually quit it in the terminal and then to run it again. So if you're experiencing something similar, then that's always the solution. I think clear timeout would be below timeout function. No, but then you're gonna be clearing straight away the function that you have declared. So it's kind of like, I think of it as a new state, as a kind of like blank page. Whenever you click on the onChange handler, so there is something happening, then straight away just remove the previous one that happened. Because if you're gonna put this one under that one, then it's gonna clear itself. I mean, let's check. Eyebrow. Let's clear that. Do 21. Hey, high five. That's cool. Very nice. Maybe we can change it to like 1,500. I mean, of course, in a real product or real life scenario, you would have much more feedback given to the user. So if you type something and you're waiting for it to, you're waiting a little bit, then you would probably show like 3 dots or something. And then, you know, we put, oh, let's put 21 here. Well, we actually have this response, not response, but like a visual feedback to show what's going on, that we're trying to gather information. It's still loading. Let's put a min of 8. And then what is it? What do we have? We have price greater than and price less than. Awesome. Really cool. And let's say if we have lipstick, does it add to it? Yeah. And product type is lipstick. Amazing. And brand, CoverGirl. Hey, look at this. We have used all the freaking like possible filters that we have. Oh, this makes me so happy to see it, honestly. After working on this project with you for almost a year, we're really nearing a year in that. Obviously not everyday streaming, but in general. So I'm really happy to see this happening. Super, super, super exciting. Yay! Awesome, right? Okay, feeling accomplished. Very nice. I was actually having the feeling, I was like before I started streaming, that we will need to sunset this project without like finishing everything. But it turns out we did quite an amazing progress. I really like it. So the thing what we need to fix now is, so this is 10 and 12. What if I put 10? Oops, no. 10. Then it's just gonna continue on loading because there is no products. See, no properties. So we need to fix that. Which theme and font you're using? It looks awesome. Thank you so much, Fatima. I'm using my own theme. I was showing it a little bit earlier. It's called Ice Blue. So if you search for that one, you're gonna see it. And the font, which font am I using? So, font. Input Mono, it's called. Yeah, so Ice Blue with Input Mono. I tried Source Code Pro, but didn't work well. There is one font that I really like and I really want to have, but it's expensive. Mono Lisa. The font, obviously. So very much, at least I know something. Yeah, look at that, you saved the day. I bet that feels good because yesterday you were feeling a little bit discouraged, so I hope this moment actually makes you understand that you quite know some things. So this is the font and it's like specifically designed for developers, blah blah blah. And I don't know, it just kind of has like a very nice vibe to it, right? It has coding ligatures with the, you know, well, these things confuse me. These things send me back to high school or elementary school, and I don't like that. This one is okay, I can accept that. This one is like fine, whatever. This I'm not sure what they meant here, but you know, it's kind of, the double arrow is cute. This one is nice. This one, no idea what that is. Oh, okay, here we see that. Okay, so they just combine if you have them like together. Like, how do you call them? Not together. If you have them consecutively. Yeah, let's pretend that's the word. So that was like, speaking of fonts. And it was specifically for developers. They have those languages. And if you can try them in the playground. I just think that it looks so cute. You know, it's just so nice. Don't you think? Like, here is Fira code. And here is this. And I like it that it's like, it takes more space and it's, I don't know. Source Code Pro is the one I used to have. And then, but then check Mona Lisa. I don't know, it's just so much more beautiful. Maybe one day. Maybe I need to ask it for my birthday. My birthday is on the 2nd of July if anybody wants to make a present. I'll be okay with just the personal one. No, wait, I need the plus because you need the script variant. Yeah, 50 bucks. They have really reduced the price and this is 100 euros. Okay. I'm enjoying your stream. Thank you. And thank you for being part of it. They have like really good reviews as well. Yeah. Anyway, that's like every time I talk about a font. I always come back to this one because I really want it. But yeah, anyway, get back to our coding. Kindly do stream every day or after tomorrow. We'll miss you. I do want to stream. I just need to figure out a little bit of easier projects that are not gonna be taken and being dragged by me for over a year. Because I guess it's also kind of like for you, it doesn't make sense, right? You kind of like lose in interest if there's this project that takes ages. So yeah, I'll probably just size down to something more simple. But I do also enjoy the streams, so I would really like to stream more. But just life has been a little bit hectic, you know. But I did miss you all too. So I'm happy to have the fun and some streaming back. Okay. So the loading indicator, right? And also I appreciate you saying that because that's yeah, it's just nice to know that there are people who are waiting for those streams and willing to join and spend their time with me. So we can close the sidebar, the search. We actually only need the use search, I think. So our hook, use search. There we go. I can make this one a little bit wider. And I mean, we can just like say toodaloo to those to-dos. So I think in here we need to add our loader thingy because now let's open our search in here. Oh no, not this one. We need this one, right? Oh no, we actually need our products. So our products are coming from our search state. So maybe we can add to our state our loader, maybe, you know? Or we have our use search here and we have our products here. So maybe not. We're not gonna put it in the state, but we're gonna put it in the local state of the hook. So in here, let's put it under the main one. We have const is loading, set is loading equals use state. Why you cannot just import it from regular React? What is this? No, we just need to do use state here. And so that's the regular React hook, right? It's not the use search state which we have created. This is the regular one, and by default it's gonna be false. Your channel is like a hidden treasure. Oh, stop it. That's too kind. Thank you. So whenever we have this get products being called, we should put here a set is loading to true, and then once it's done, then we're gonna put set is loading to false. And we don't handle errors because our API never gives us errors, right? Like errors are for weak people. No, that's a bad thing to say. That's also like a very useless thing to say. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Anyway, set is loading is false. And then we just need to return is loading. Is loading. Is loading. And what it basically gonna do, what's your problem? Great, I do a mistake once and now it remembers, and now it's gonna be stuck in this is loading, is not defined. Okay, thank you. Got the shit together. Nice. So now we have the set is loading is false, it's true, and by default it's false. And we are returning the is loading from our hook. And we have here const is loading equals, and we're gonna pass the is loading to our products. Yeah. Leave coding for a second. First, tell me what you're using for your skin. It looks so shiny and beautiful. I want to also try. Oh, somebody was making fun of me just earlier. Who was that? Wait, was it very much, or were you making fun of my skin? No, was it you? Wait. Where is the sun? I don't remember. Yeah, very much I was making fun of my skin. of the how it reflects like a mirror. And Fatima now likes it. Let me there's a new product that I tried, and it's like a highlighter on here. But the whole, like the rest of the part of the skin, I actually used like 3 products that I combine them together, and I think they're like the best. So let me quickly, since we have a makeup API, let me just quickly show you what I'm using, because I think I hacked the code of how to make the skin shine. So the first one is Nimia. I think it's written like that. Yeah. Nimia. And it's this one. License to Glow Serum. It's absolutely freaking amazing. Yes, it's blue, but it's like, it's the best. Anyway, I use that one together with Stila Corrector. This one. This one. It's like a primer. And then I also put like an SPF with a little bit of a tint, which is like the regular one, the La Roche-Posay SPF. Is this one? Yeah. So 3 products. You put them all together and you mix them. And you mix them. I also put like a setting spray on top of it. Hey, Brenda Michelle, what's up? So we're talking about makeup here. I put also like a setting spray. So basically, imagine you take the Stila, you put like here, here, and here. So you don't rub it in, you just put it. Yeah. Then you take this serum, the License to Glow, and you put also on the same spots where you put the Stila. So you kind of like add little dots in like 4 places in your face. And then on top of that, I put the La Roche-Posay, but you can also omit that. You don't have to put that. This is just an SPF because clearly I'm tanning here from all of this light. And then before you blend it, you spray a setting spray from, I'm using this one, MAC setting spray. Is this one? Yeah, I mean, you can use this one, you can use another one which is even more shiny. Is it this one? No, wait, there is one with like golden particles in it. This one. But be careful, because that one can really like bring your face to the shine to like another level. Maybe not for daylight. And once you're like sprayed it, only then you take a sponge or a brush and you start like putting it all over your face, and then you just enjoy it, glowing for days. I really like it because I think it can suit like different skins, not only tones but also how do you call it, skin types. So yeah, really try it out. I am telling that to all of my friends, and I'm just like, you have to try that. And I have a friend that she's like ordered everything already, so it's working. Welcome to Beauty Tips live stream. Boring, stop it. Thanks for sharing. Definitely try it for my skin. So happy I got your live. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here. It's our last live for this project. So we're nearing towards the end. We're doing the ease loading stuff. Okay, so I put it in the products, and then what else? I need to get it in the products, right? So in here is loading. We're gonna do that. And we're not gonna check if the products.length is a 0. We're gonna check if is loading, then show the loader. However, now we have another problem, right? Because if we don't have any products, then we also want to say to the user that, hey, there is no products for your search, since now we have filters. First, probably let's try and see if that worked with all the changes that we made. So, because we need to see if that works, because otherwise we're just gonna continue improving things and we're not gonna know where we broke it. Let's refresh the page and wait for it. So it's loading. Awesome, it disappeared as soon as we got all of our products. So that's perfect. Okay, so now we have this that is loading, and we have this thing. So I'm thinking that let me voice my thoughts. So my thought process is, should I do just is loading end loader? And then I thought no, because if I would do that, then there would always be a loader and always be product together, or no products, like a little banner of no products. And we don't want that. We want or loader or product. So this if else, this ternary operator needs to stay. However, we do need to add an if else statement, and we're probably gonna add it in here. So products, blah, blah, blah. So are they bigger than 0? Or no, let's do, are they equal to 0? If so, then we're gonna render something else, render this whole thing. Right? And can I do it without this thing because we're already in the ternary? No, I don't think so. Right? Well, let me check. Or maybe I just need to do it in the products level. But we're already in the products. You know what? Maybe this is okay, except of this. We're gonna cut this out, and we're gonna write sorry, no product. Let me just figure that out quick before I lose my train of thoughts. And in here, we're gonna do is loading, then do this, else do this, right? Loader is not defined. That's correct. Let's cut it out from here. This way it's also nicer because we don't need to pass that prop. So it's a win-win in a way, right? Loader is in here. Save it. Loader is not defined. You okay? Come on. So I actually don't like how it's formatted. So how about we do something like this? No, it's gonna format it back. Oh well, I feel like it's just like a little bit hard to read, right? But anyway. So let's refresh the page because I didn't check. There was a sorry no product. Why? Because, you know why? Because we need to start our isLoader with a true, because initially it's always going to be true. We're always going to load product first. So fresh, refresh, loader. Come on. Fetch everything. Good. And now let's do from 0 to 5. Okay, what if I do from 4 to 5? No, that doesn't work. Okay, let's go to sorry, no products. There you go. Cool, so we still had the loader stuff and everything. Cool. What extension do you use for the dots? That's a good question. I think it might be not an extension, but it's in Visual Studio Code. Indicator. I just stopped here to say hi. Hi, Antonio. Thank you for stopping by. Wait. There's like the... how do they call them? Indentation something. Here. No. I thought it was this one. Auto indent. Tab size. Wait. Indentation dots VS Code. Yes, that's the indent stuff. I'd like to remove disable light ray dots. Render white space. There you go. I knew it's in the settings. Do I see it here? No. White space. Yeah, so I have editor render white space all. Let me paste that in the chat just so you have it. This one. I really like it. I feel like it makes such a difference, especially if you are like, let's say you have 3, and maybe if like the theme is not so clear, then it's not really possible to see that straight away to catch it. But with the dots, I feel like it's more precise and you can see that straight away. Especially if for some reason the project is not using like Prettier or ESLint or whatever, then I think that can be a good one. Did my live stream just stopped? has it stopped? I don't see any response. There you go. It's back on. Right? Are we back? Were we always here and I just didn't see you? Okay. I'll assume we're okay. So let's design a little bit this sorry no products thingy. It was here, so let's do it maybe. Thanks, I'm going to try it. Cool, let me know if you like it. I also know that in different themes it's shown differently. So maybe like in a theme that you're using, maybe it's not gonna be used in a way that is like super visible there. So yeah, try it out with different themes if the ones that you're using is not super expressive for the dots. I don't know. Or maybe the opposite, maybe it is too much and you want something more dimmed. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. No, you're still live, okay. I just feel that now I have a big delay. I don't know why that happened. Was there an ad? That's why it's now, I have like such a big delay. Could be, right? Alrighty. So, let me design or kind of like figure out. So I don't know why, but I have the feeling that I need to do an H4 and sorry, no products. Please try changing your filters. Right? I feel like that's polite enough and descriptive enough to tell the user what they need to do. Why is that in one line? Yeah. Interesting. So if I don't put it in a div, then it renders as an inline? That's strange. Okay, I want to have a class name of font. I'm using your theme. Oh, cool. Thank you so much. You like it? That's so cool. I was just telling earlier that I think I want to make another little version of the theme to maybe like offer a lighter version, because I feel that in summer, or at least I have like the window there and it's like shooting everything. Basically like the light is being shot at my screen monitor and I feel like the contrast is lacking when it's very bright outside. So I think I want to work on that, but I still don't get my power and guts to open that door again and deal with themes. It was such a mess doing that. So I'm kind of like, it works. People use it and people like it, so don't touch it, you know? But yeah, but thank you. Let me install your theme. Yay! Let me know how it goes. The live stopped for a few seconds. That's probably why it got delayed. Oh, okay, so it did stop. Okay. Well, at least I'm back. That's good. Probably Flexbox. You think? Oh, probably this Flexbox is being applied. Smart. Okay. Makes sense because like this is just not being rendered, right? This is just being omitted. This is just for GS6 to not complain. Paying attention to details. Very good, Piotr. I love it. I really like the colors you chose. It's perfect. Oh, thank you. Cool. I'm happy that other people like it as well. I mean, it's one thing to create something that you like, right? But if some other people are also liking it, it's just like, whoa, nice. Okay, let's do a text line. Is it just center in Tailwind? No, probably a line. Or text center. Yeah, there we go. Can write here the team name? Yes. Let me do that. So it's ice blue. What was the font? I forgot again. Font is input mono. It looks like it's a fun thing to do, but it does sound like it can be stressful. It is super stressful. Initially, I chose different colors, like very color palette-y colors, kind of, you know. Still some that like they work for the web, but they didn't work in the editor. It's just together like the contrast, and I wanted something that actually makes it pop. But just something that, you know, is not gonna tire the eyes even further, but it's just gonna, I like themes. I don't know if mine is like that, but that's what I was trying to achieve. That when you look at the code, kind of like things are already sort of in their places. So your eyes are not getting tired by just jumping from one thing to another, trying to figure out the code. That's what I was trying to achieve with that. So yeah. And with the colors, it took some time to get like the right contrast and the tone of the color, I guess, the intensity, and yeah, and then to make them all work together. So plus also the editor that I was using was kind of like failing on me constantly, so I was really at a boiling point where I thought like, I cannot give up at this moment because I've been for so long working on it already. But I guess I was quite close to be like, screw that, I'll see that in another year. But I knew that I'm not gonna finish that in another year if I don't finish it now. I don't know if you just understood my mumbling or not. Basically, I think it's something that you probably do once. And if you enjoy it, you probably do it more times. If you're okay with how it went, then maybe you're gonna do another one in half a year if you need it. But yeah, but it is pretty cool to go through that process. Also, you have to kind of submit your thing to Microsoft Marketplace, and that's also another topic, and that's also was pretty interesting to just see how it works. You know. Thanks, installing. Oh, cool. Great theme, just installed. Nice, thanks. But how can I give 5-star? I think you need to go to the Microsoft Marketplace, right? So if I click here, it opened in another editor. Here. I think you can put here a review, right? Somehow. Probably because I'm not logged in, it doesn't see that. Well, it will see that I own the theme, so I cannot review myself. Fair enough. But you probably can do that here. And thank you for leaving the review. That's really nice. Let me give 5-star. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if this is different for each theme, but I like how your theme looks with React. I've had other themes that I don't like the color combinations in React. Yeah, I know. So the editor that I was using online to make the theme to kind of like make sense from all the variable names, I think it was showing Vue.js. And then I I went through the whole thing and then I put it in my code editor and I started seeing how it's working with React. Because with React, most of the themes really suck. And for some reason, they use a lot of just HTML colors. And then the JavaScript maybe is a little bit different. So it's kind of like it's off balance. Or they're focusing a lot on the HTML coloring and the syntax is like popping, but then the JavaScript isn't. Or vice versa, like the JavaScript is popping and then the HTML isn't. But in React, you have both of them. You really need to, okay, this is probably not the best example, but if this is all blank and you have 10 lines of it, and then here you have all the colors, then it's kind of like, well, okay, I'm missing like half of my code in color. So yeah, I was trying to really achieve the React way of themes to kind of like make our eyes not suffer and our brains not melt by looking at code. Especially if you open somebody else's code, then you're just like, oh, where do I start? And I feel like colors really help. So you should make a theme for each season. Yeah, I think so. I think that this is also kind of like how I live life in a way. So, well, in this particular moment, the ice blue, I've had it enough of creating it for probably another half a year, but probably for autumn it would be cool. I was thinking to maybe create like holiday themes, so like for different holidays all over the world and with like specific colors that are representative of that color. Well, for example, Christmas, right? They have like what, red and green, I think that's Christmas. So to have something in that direction, but that's just like silly stuff. I don't know. I guess if I would be making a lot of themes, then I would kind of I would get the hang of it faster. But then, I don't know, let's see. But it does sound like a cool side project. Yeah. So if one day you're feeling like you're tired of TypeScript and Tailwind and you want to just go and deal with JSON variables, I can, not highly, but I could recommend doing a Visual Studio as for fun, So in the products, I want this to be moved a little bit lower. So I wanted to have maybe margin top of 8. Yeah, this looks nice. This looks nice. I 100% get what you're saying. When I'm working with React, the specific colors help the development flow. Yeah, having a theme that has a good color code system does help, especially for me as a visual person. Yeah, totally. I'm absolutely with you on that one. It's like, sometimes I see, okay, that's not often, but I did see a couple of times people whose code editors are black and white. That's it. It's like a big terminal. While I didn't ask, maybe there was another reason behind it, except of like a personal preference. But if there wasn't, then it might be I feel like it's a little bit complicating life. But again, some people might not see colors and that's how it is for them. But that's why also I try to make like a little bit bolder fonts and then cursive fonts and use this kind of stuff to also, make it a little bit more, it's not depth, but I like when, if you type something and then I think it happens in here. So you just start typing and then suddenly it's a const and it recognizes, oh, it's a keyword, and then it changes. And I'm just like, oh, this is so satisfying. I don't know. It's really little things, but yeah. So we have that. Please try and change in your filters. It sounds like a good message, right? It's pretty self-explanatory what we are asking the user to do here. And then we're choosing eyebrow. Let's say we can just remove it, and it's also gonna apply. Maybe Annabelle doesn't have any eyebrow products. Can be a 0, can just be nothing. Oh yeah, save. Yeah. So what about China glaze? No eyebrow products. Nail polishes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I think that's actually a good brand for nail polishes. I remember like when I was in university, there were a lot of reviews about China glaze. I love when as you're typing, it just knows and how it transitions the style. Yeah, me too. It kind of even gives you like makes you want to code the code instead of just like copy pasting it, you know. sometimes, not all the time, but yeah, it has a little bit of a satisfaction there as well. A little bit off topic, but how Instagram stores our data. Quite off topic, I would say. I mean, we are on a social media platform right now. Which data do you mean? There is data in cookies, there is data in your app, so kind of like a local state that the app saves. Then there's also the data that you're giving them from whatever they are tracking, and that's a database most likely. So yeah, there is a lot of different data, like user sign up data. I mean, it's also through API calls, you know, so it's what a sign up is. A sign up is essentially just a form, and you just insert things there. You click on enter, or you press on enter, or whatever. You're submitting a form as an event, and there is exactly like we did in our product, not in product, in price range. There is like a on change, let's say, you know, on a click of a button or an on submit or something like that, and it fires an API call, and then whatever there is a response there, if your sign up was successful, then it sends back a token that is most likely saved or within your app or within your cookies on the web page. I don't know why did I say most likely. It is saved, and then everything that you're doing within the app it's again, right? It's like API calls, tons of API calls, or a WebSocket. And that, I don't think it's a WebSocket. Probably not. I think there is something else, but I might be wrong. I didn't like check it for, you know, like 100%. That's just like assumptions of how things are there. And every interaction that you have on Instagram, they are sending this token with every request to verify that it's you and to keep on showing you things that are meant for you. So yeah, that's kind of the gist, if that's what you meant. Or maybe I just gave you like a whole thing that you didn't ask for. Also, could be the case. So, our welly, our beautiful, beautiful baby project. It has been a year of streams and I still cannot pronounce project properly. I always say project or project or something. And every time I say that, I'm just like, Daniela, but you know how to pronounce project. That's not how you pronounce project. But in English, for some reason, it just goes out like that. So if we click here, see more, we go to the Welly about page here as well. If we click here on a product within our top products, it redirects us to the specific item page, which is also responsive. Yay! Add to basket was just like a wishful thinking functionality, which we didn't add. So you have an opportunity to extend this app if you prefer. And if you want to extend the functionality to maybe even have like a database of users and do this kind of things. And then click here. You also have that. And one of the issues was that whenever we were going to these products, what I was saying is that every time I would go to a product, if it's within the suggestions, then the product would change, but the suggestions would still keep the same, which would be, you know, sucky for the user because then there are way more products than just that. And that's what kind of also did. We randomized these things. Yeah, I used to have that one. It's a pretty good one. Well, yeah, so many makeup tips this stream. Next project, social media app. No. I'm sorry, I don't have the patience for that. It's just like such a huge ass project, and I need to scale down on projects because I cannot do this for another year, one project. This is not good for you, this is not good for me, it's not good for the project. So we're gonna scale down and do smaller projects. They can be of a higher complexity, but they can be still smaller. Still need to figure out what that project is gonna be, but that's the intention. By local storage meant easy, the data persisting. You cannot save everything in the local storage though, right? And you're also really need to check what you're saving there, if you're allowed to save there things, if it's sensitive data, because local storage can be hacked pretty easily from other locations. So I would be careful with that. And as always, my voice starts cracking as soon as it's 1:47. It was the same thing last time. Crazy. I was joking. Yeah, I know, but I just had to put it out there. That it's, you know, it's like I feel that this social media app project is kind of the same thing as when companies ask you to build could you, as a coding challenge, they're like, could you please quickly make us a React shop, an e-commerce React shop? I was like, why? When I was applying for jobs, I would just decline them. I would be just like, no, because I don't feel like you're actually needing that. How can you assess my knowledge by building you a whole React shop? Why do you need that? You can assess it by me building just one component and talking to me. So yeah. But this is when I got like more sassy. I was not like that on my first round of interviews for a junior. That was once I got some experience. But for real though, you need to be careful about companies exploiting you in coding challenges. So just be aware of that. That's why actually I was working on another coding challenge to create for the company that I work for, where we are going to be respectful of the candidate's time and effort put in, and also of our time, you know, to kind of like assess things and come to a conclusion if we want to continue with the candidate or not. But anyway, that's another topic. Welly, back to Welly. So we have our homepage. We already went through where this brings us to, and then the see more goes to about, then we go back, and that's our big about page. And we also have the search page, which we were working on all this time, and we're done. We're done. Let's click on foundation. We want which, let's take Fenty. Yeah, Pro Filter. I heard good stuff about it. A soft matte longwear foundation with buildable medium to full coverage in a boundary breaking range of 40 shades. Right, that's why it got super famous, because I think it was one of the first foundations, shockingly, in the year of 2020 something, or maybe a little bit earlier, that actually released a massive range of shades to represent more people than just pale and tanned pale. Yeah. Also a little history about makeup here. Nobody asked for it, but you got it anyway. Isn't it easier coding CSS with, for example, style components instead of Tailwind? There you also have the styles in the same file and you don't have to remember Tailwind style naming. Congratulations! Thank you! And thank you for being part of it! Back to the question about CSS styling and stuff. I would argue that it's much easier to have a separate CSS file. I agree that with Tailwind, it's kind of, you really need to figure out the syntax, but I come from Bootstrap. And in Bootstrap, I also had to figure out this kind of thing. So the utility classes there, they kind of have some similarities. So I had some of the understanding of the logic, or like my mind was kind of like clear in which direction it needs to go. But also I want to note that on a bigger project, or on a project where you're more let's say fonts, links, headlines, paragraphs, maybe not, but you know, you would have like specific styling for specific elements, and not only element as a component, but element as a UI element. And you would most likely have it or in a separate class, or in one component where you're gonna just reuse it. So when it's a smaller component and you don't have much, then I don't mind as much to have this kind of like classes named there. But also in Tailwind, you can just put it all in a CSS class specifically. I think they have a directive at apply or something like that. And then you just can have like a dot button and use it in your code. But I personally prefer module CSS and just put things there, you know. Think about CSS libraries. Whatever you're familiar with works best for you. Yeah, I guess so. If you're familiar with Tailwind, you might hate the idea of writing vanilla CSS with style components. And if you're used to vanilla CSS, you'd hate the idea of having to memorize utility classes for libraries and frameworks. Absolutely agree. Very good point. And yeah, it all boils down to personal preference and I guess what you need to do for work. as I assume most of us code for work. Regarding the point of having everything in one file, I actually find it sometimes confusing. So in a way, because it's not only in one file, the styled components, my issue with it is that it's in backticks, right? And you have like the camel case thingy and everything, and I'm just like, I don't want that. Like, it's already complicated enough with JSX for me. Like, not that it's like overcomplicated, but it's like there was already enough syntax to learn here, and now we need to add another with like the style component. So that's why I'm really not a big fan of style components in general. Now, having just a regular CSS in the file, I had it in Vue.js, and that was not a problem. That was quite okay. But style components, I'm not sure. Right? Because yes, backtick, but not camel case. Ah, okay. Really? Are there like different variations of that, and that's why I thought that it's like this? Am I shouting? Let me know. I'll put the mic a little bit further. Yeah, so how do you apply this? You need to wrap it or something, right? No, I sound great though. Thanks. When we use ReactJS, there's SEO problem. How do you solve it? So it's not necessarily like, yes, wrap. Yeah, okay. Yes, you see, it's a little bit, I don't know, not my thing, honestly. That the icon is cool though, but not my thing. So when we use ReactJS and SEO, so as I said, it's not necessarily a problem if you understand what your project is there for. So SEO is basically Google or robots or search engines crawling your web page, which is the HTML page. Now, with ReactJS, it's a single page application, and you can have as many routes as you want, like we have with home, search, and about. But what Google is gonna see is gonna see only this index HTML. However, it's like Brenda Michelle here saying, Next.js helps with SEO for React. So what you need to achieve with React is server-side rendering, so that whenever the indexing of your website happens, it actually renders all the routes on the server, like server side, and not just in the browser when the user goes there. So this way the crawler, the robot, can actually see all the information and all the content on the page. This issue started happening with JavaScript frameworks because they are single page applications and are meant like for components and making things easier, but they were never there, which I didn't know, but I learned that they were never there to kind of like solve a business purpose of, you know, companies and them needing SEO. And that's why indeed there is Next.js. Then for Vue.js, there is Nuxt.js. There are some other things, but yeah. I think there is also, so there is Gatsby.js. I think there's a little bit of a difference between the rendering style there. And if they do that like on the fly or later on. But regardless, Next.js is pretty cool. Oh my god, first React, then Next. Well, the thing is that Next.js is using React. It is basically React, but it's just there are some little things. So for example, you would not have a route folder. Do we have a folder here? So you see how I have here pages with about, home, and product? You would have the same in Next.js, but it would be just about with a lowercase, and that would be your route. You would not need to specify it like this. You would not need to specify that /about needs to render about. So that kind of does the jobs for you. So I think that's pretty cool, you know. If you need a simple solution, I think React Helmet is a good option and it works well. Oh, what is that? Is that kind of like adding additionally like all the extra tags that you need, like the meta tags and stuff? I've heard of that several times, but I think I was too junior to understand what it was doing. This reusable React component will manage all of your changes to the document head. Cool, okay. So we could probably just like go into each of our pages, like in product and about, and just have the helmet and have like a separate title for every page. That's really cool. I wish I knew it like several years ago. I had a React project that I wanted to deploy and I wanted SEO there. And then I was like, uh-oh. Then I had to convert everything to Next.js, which took a little while, especially because there were like some very nitty-gritty things. This could have saved me a lot of time. So thank you for sharing. At least now I know that. Remix is coming upgrade too. Is that React Remix or something? Or is that like Next.js style? Gatsby is for blogging, I guess. You could also use Next.js for blogging. That's also fine. Isn't it? I think it is. There is some reason there within like the difference between how the pages are being not compiled. I want to say rendered, but it's also not rendered. It's basically what was the word for it? I cannot remember, but there is a difference, a very subtle difference. But I always use Next.js, so probably that's why I cannot tell you much about Gatsby. You'll search about it. Yes, you can add the meta tags you need, and it also works well with router. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. A React Remix, let's check. I love it how everybody's promising web standards, modern web app, build better websites. I mean, of course, everybody wants to build better websites. That's the difference. Static and dynamic sites building. So on build, they're generating static files or dynamic files. No, not files. Content. See, I don't have everything. You eat like a rabbit. Well, I'm taking like this candies here for my throat, so I'm not gonna cough myself to death by talking on stream. Yeah, you actually don't know how hard it is for the throat until you start talking for 2 hours straight every day. My last question, how do you care for your eyes? Because I feel pain after hours. Well, yeah, you need to take breaks. That's like a no joke. You have to take breaks. But also I had like LASIK operation on my eyes, so I have like eye drops, and that really helps because most of the things, it comes from dryness. So if you can get yourself like some drops that are gonna moisturize your eyes, then I think that's a pretty good solution. And of course, take the breaks, not just for eye pain, but also eyesight. Go outside. I usually just go to the supermarket. No, I do more, but sometimes it's kind of like you kind of have to go to the supermarket, right? Because you're gonna get hungry at some point. So that's kind of like I'm gonna call it a life hack. It's pretty sad life hack. But yeah, I was today at the supermarket and I saw how expensive things got, and I was just like, shit. I'm usually buying like a packet sometimes of antipasti things, and usually they cost like $3.50, and today they were €6. And I was like, what? And this is like a snack that you eat within like 5 minutes. And I was just like, wow, okay. And then also, what's the name of those? The nuts that look like a brain, walnuts. They're like a package of like 500 grams, like €20. What? You know? Insane. Seeing you live after a long time. Hope I didn't miss. Yes, it has been a long time indeed. But we have been finishing our React project. Super happy about it. I was actually thinking that we're gonna be sunsetting it with on a sad note, but no, we actually made everything work. And if you if you're rewatching the stream from the beginning, you will see that how my past self has prepared for my future self that was today to make her life easier. Yes, walnuts are expensive but tasty. I mean, €20 for walnuts is already an overload, isn't it? I went to Italy and I went to visit my fluffy friend, and we had a walk there, and she lives like next to like a forest and, you know, a lot of greenery and stuff, and there's just like trees of things there, and you can just like pick it and eat. They have like corn there, and you're just like, yeah, we're just waiting for the corn to like kind of grow a little bit more, and then we take it, because it's like massive fields of everything. Nobody's like checking that. So they have cherries, they have, I want to say apples, but I'm not sure. No, there was no apples. There was something else, and we ate all of them. There was like strawberries, just like wild strawberry there. What else? Yeah, and walnuts. So like trees of walnuts. I'm like, we need to move to the countryside. And just like, you know, put your house next to like a strategic point where you have a lot of growth in the area, and then your supermarket path is covered. Just walk outside the house with a basket in the morning and you're good. Depending on the season, of course, but still. It is easier from shop. I mean, yeah, but it's also more expensive. And look, if you need to, again, if you're able to have a walk outside and you need to have the walk outside, then it's or the supermarket for money or towards the tree for free food. I mean, I know, if I would be hearing myself like even 4 years ago, I would not believe it. But hey, it's just like sometimes I'm sorry, it's water. I just need something. It's water. It's just sometimes a little bit ridiculous when you think about all the prices and you're trying to save up some money to maybe afford something in life, something that, you know, a roof over your head for eternity. And then your taxes are eating everything, which is fine. I just want also other people to pay as many taxes as we pay. So then maybe we can pay less taxes. But yeah, so I didn't check what remix was about. Seamless server and browser runtime. Nested routes. Oh, okay. Fake books. Anyway, concluding CSS topic, I just like pure CSS. Feel more comfortable, just preferences. No, I totally understand pure CSS. I actually, so in the beginning I think in the beginning of this project, no, another project, we started using Tailwind. It was a struggle to figure out all the class names and everything. We had a person in the chat who knew a lot of Tailwind, and that's why it was much easier, because somebody was always assisting you with that. But I could imagine that, especially for juniors who are just starting out as well, to just figure out that, oh, I need to search what is this in Tailwind, you know? So you have like this search thingy here, but how can you know what to search for in Tailwind if you don't know the vanilla stuff of it? So I understand that. And sometimes doing the pure CSS is way faster because you already know what you want to achieve and you don't need to kind of like see what works and what doesn't. However, sometimes what I'm getting annoyed with is the need, especially when you're just writing up the whole application by yourself, like let's say you're creating a whole project from scratch, it's a tiny bit annoying. Like, it's already annoying to me to create all those files, even the index. So I have also like a shortcut to do like the export import thing, because I'm just like, for the life of me, I'm like, this is a waste of time. And also for React, I have the, like if we go to the very bottom, if I do RTC, then this is like import React const blah 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 blah. And then I also need to have the module CSS and file and blah and import it and this. And I'm just like, I don't want to do that. So that's why for me, it's, I know how it looks like that now. It doesn't look easier. But to me, this looks easier than importing tons of CSS files. But that's just being lazy a little bit. I do like pure CSS as well. So again, I get your point. I started a new freelance project with Tailwind, and I just have the Tailwind docs open next to my editor and just search what I need. As you build, they start to come to mind faster. Yeah, I agree. And I also think that the documentation in Tailwind is pretty nice. But as well, like, you would probably need to know what to search for. Though in the very beginning, whenever I see like a new framework or something, where are the docs? Here. I just go through all of this. I just go like, okay, well, probably I skip the installation, but then I'm checking like, okay, what does this mean? What are the focus? Just like to get like a generic understanding of what is possible with this new tool that I have here. But also Tailwind, they kind of show here what is possible, which is also pretty nice. This one was super helpful. How is it going with your freelance project? Are you kind of like liking Tailwind now or not yet? Yes, that's true. You should have a good CSS foundation. It'll help you develop a lot faster because you know what you need to search. Yeah, totally. Otherwise, it's kind of like when I started to learn JavaScript, I remember our teacher, so I did like self-taught sometime and then I went for a bootcamp. And the teacher was kind of like, oh, but so he tells us, let's say, I don't know, after 2 seconds, you need to show a prompt on the page. And you're just like, what the fuck, how do I do that? And then he's like, oh, but why didn't you Google that? And I'm like, what do I Google? Like, you still don't even have the concept of how to Google for programming things, because you don't know about set timeout. You don't know about prompts. You think that it's just English. You don't know that there is like actually a coding thing like that. So that would be probably similar with CSS as a beginner. I remember the first experience with React was when the teacher said that we need to conditionally render a div. And he gave us the docs of React. And we were like, okay. So we knew about if-else statements, knew about ternary operators, but he wanted the end. And that was not super clear in the React docs as well. So nobody managed to do that. It took us an hour. And then we gave up. And that's when I realized that I didn't like React back then. And then he also showed us Redux, and that was even worse. So since that day, I have never touched Redux again. Funny, huh? How things can not damage you, but leave a very bad impression. I just hope that my water is not going to go on my keyboard. Trying to be very careful with that. So let's hope no stuff. I hate Redux so much. Yeah, I didn't use it enough to hate it, I guess, but I just, from what I saw, I knew that we're not gonna be friends. Like, there is no way we're gonna be working together. The teachers can be bad. Yeah, I mean, I guess that was his tactic in a way. But from the whole school, he was quite a good teacher, honestly. Like, probably he was a good teacher for me because I already had some background, like with my self-learning path. So that's why I kind of semi-understood where he was going with things and what he wanted from us. But many others were pretty lost. And it also kind of sucked for them to, because most of them didn't have any self-learning experience. So they straight away jumped to coding with the bootcamp. So I could understand how frustrating it was to see that somebody gets it and they don't. But I was trying like to be transparent that I did study before. And it just takes time. So yeah. I'm thinking if everybody made it through. Not everybody made it through. Some people were not liking it, but yeah. Some people overuse useReducer as well. I'm probably that person. I just cling to useReducer. Well, I use it with the Context API. I don't know. Maybe I should check Redux for my Learn by Ear project. If you don't know Learn by Ear, let me show you. Something that my partner and I did. It's this online ear training platform. So you go here and you start, and it's basically like a gamification of figuring out how to work with sound. Maybe I'm not gonna challenge my internet right now. Right. So there's like courses. Why is my internet so bad? Am I still here? I am. Anyway, if you want to check it out, yeah, Learn by Ear. There's like find notes, identify intervals, compare interval sizes. And I'm using their useReducer with Context API, and I think that it's probably like pushing it too far. But yeah. I also noticed familiarity with useReducer can help a lot with understanding Redux. Oh, really? Okay, maybe I should give it a go. maybe I'll try it. Because also so many people are asking like, hey, can you show us how Redux works? And I'm like, probably not, because I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I guess there's like the similarity of dispatching an event, right? Dispatching an action, having types, having a payload, and all this kind of things. So yeah. Took me a while to understand that, and maybe actually like the starting, if you're saying that they're quite like, there are like some similarities there, like probably like with some patterns, maybe you didn't say that, but that's what I'm assuming. Then maybe it makes sense for beginners to go through use reducer a little bit to understand how that one kind of works, to play around with it because it's like on a smaller scale, and then go to Redux. But yeah, I want to try that. I also heard that at work somebody was going from Redux to something else, also X, with React. Something that was kind of like doing all the boilerplate code for them. Don't remember. Yeah, I mean the pattern's correct, yeah. Boring Much says, Piotr, my teacher be like, hey, stand up and read it out loud. I am be like, ma'am, it's our lecture. Why teachers like this? Okay, so for next projects, and this one has successfully sunsetted, I'm thinking of actually going with TypeScript, you know, and maybe we can do something with, I don't know if we're gonna straight away go with TypeScript and Redux, but TypeScript I would really enjoy doing on stream and seeing how it works and all the nitty-gritty stuff of it. There's just a lot to learn in this career space, lol. Absolutely right. And it always changes, which is kind of like fun if you're into constantly learning. But again, like not pressured to learning and keep up. Kind of like the balance between that, right? Jota is a new one I saw for state management. It seems pretty simple. Oh, okay. Jota. Let's go. Huh. Cool. I'll check it out. Yes, TypeScript. Yeah. Yeah, we also, so at work, TypeScript made it to our ADR, which means that every new repository that is being created is, I don't know if it has to be, but it's like super recommended to be with TypeScript. So I have a new ticket where I need to create a new repository. So I guess I'll be working with TypeScript more and more. And I've been also, I have my citizenship test app, and I've been working there with, so I build it just like in React. No, in Next.js React, just, you know, in time for my citizenship test. And now I'm working on it and I'm converting it to TypeScript. I'm starting to add also Cypress tests, unit tests, some things that usually I don't add much. So yeah, TypeScript has started to become in every aspect of life, of like coding life. It's interesting. Oh yeah, I just started out with TypeScript about a month ago. I'd love to see some TypeScript. Yeah, same. But okay, cool. Good to know. So I think like the first thing that I'm gonna do after this project is finished, which is today. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tomorrow, but like the next thing that I'm gonna work on is to create a couple of more API challenges. So if you don't know, let me show you. I have a thing called ultimateapIchallenge.com. the ultimate, I think I wrote it right. Yeah. So that's a project I created to help people work with APIs. Go to the challenges. There are already 9 of them, and I want to extend the project section with a couple or 3 more projects. So I think it's gonna be again smaller projects because the other ones are quite big or more complex, and I want to add more for more beginners. So it's not gonna be this very long time to create it, just have already some ideas. So basically I'm telling you that for the timeline. Let me drink some water. For the timeline, because I also have holidays, and probably we should aim to get back to streaming in July. So like in a month, I think I will be ready to stream again. So we're kind of taking like a summer holidays now. Partially yes, partially no. And then coming back to stream. So I guess we're settled that we're gonna do TypeScript. I don't know if we're gonna do Tailwind CSS, maybe yes, because it's just easier. As I said, being lazy with that. And I need to think what we can build. Maybe we're just gonna take like a single page to build some widget kind of stuff, but with many smaller components. So we work with TypeScript and, you know, props and blah blah blah. So kind of build our way up, I guess. That's what I'm gonna write it down that I want to do a widget. Just so I won't forget. Okay. Context API was meant to quit Redux, but it's not that performant yet, as documentation says. Yeah. I guess for us it's fine. What is that citizenship test? Like you change your citizenship like to Japanese? No, wait, let me show you. So it was my personal citizenship test. I'm applying to get the German citizenship. And in order to get it, you need to pass a test. Let me show you. Here's what I built. And this one. So it's basically, you have like, I didn't push the changes, but anyway. So I was trying to also make it, to make it accessible. Yeah, I still didn't push the changes. Okay, cool. So there's gonna be an option to have this, you know, with proper accessibility stuff, but basically it's just an app where I wanted to go through all the questions, and I would just open it on my phone or an iPad, and I would just be like until, you know, you get things. So you're not German. No, I'm not German. And this app I'm using to kind of like, you know, do little things because it's easy, because it's a tiny one. So there are not so many components involved. So you can still, the scope is still okay to kind of like change the tech within the repository. You should build a front-end mentor challenge. Is that platform, right? Yeah. I heard about that one, and my very, very, very first stream, somebody did recommend me to go through that and to find something there to build. But you need to pay for them, don't you? But yeah, for example, like this, like interactive rating component. We could do that, right? I need to check if it's against their, if we can even use them. Okay, is this project? Oh, here. Please visit our license page to learn. Let's see. Streaming yourself, completing challenges. Okay. That's basically what we're doing. So I guess that's fine. Free content tutorial, provide attribution to front-end mentor. Yeah, reselling, no. Using free challenges in your free content courses. So like giving it as yours, right? Using any challenges. Oh, using premium challenges in your free content is not allowed. But you're allowed to stream yourself completing the challenges. Probably the free ones. But yeah, we could do this one. I feel like this one can be a TypeScript little challenge, right? That sounds like a good one. Let me write it down. Rating component. Okay, cool. You can use them. A lot of people film tutorials. Okay. I need to check then. I need to check on YouTube how people do that and if they do it also with the Pro. And to see maybe they put like some attributions there. There was a question I missed. Is there a way to know when you're going on stream, like your most active social media where you tweet about it or something? I don't want to miss anything. Yes, I usually do it on Instagram. So on Instagram, I'm DanaScript, but with underscore before, so in the beginning, and underscore after. And I always put on Instagram if I'm gonna stream today, tomorrow, wherever. It's like basically I'm friends with everybody there. And we're just chatting our life away there. I also have TikTok where I try to post just like some funny tiki-talkies. But I don't post that much on stories there. It's still weird. But Instagram I do. Instagram is my most used social media. I have it in the description. So if you scroll down, you can see. So yeah. That sounds like a good next step that we're gonna do. Yeah, let's see about July. I also have my dear grandma who is finally preparing herself to evacuate from Mariupol in Ukraine, and she's gonna come live with us here. Which is not going to be a problem to stream. Maybe you're going to see grandma sitting there. Who knows? But yeah. So July-ish, I just cannot say yet which date, because whenever I say a date, life gives me something more, you know? Bye, Dana. It's 1 a.m. here. Bye very much. Thank you so much for coming and for helping out. It was a really cool one. And I hope to see you in the next ones. So have a good time until then, and good night. And yeah, I guess I'm also gonna be wrapping this up. Thank you everybody who joined. I always enjoy these conversations, and today we had a blast. A lot of talk about makeup, about React, about stuff. So I'm gonna wish you a good day, evening or night, wherever you are. Stay safe, and we're gonna see each other in July-ish, right? I'm gonna post updates on, on YouTube probably, for sure on Instagram. Let's connect on other platforms if you're there. I'll be happy to chat about different things, and I really hope to see you next time. So happy to hear you're going to be reunited with your grandma. Yes, thank you so much. Hope she has a safe evacuation. I hope so too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. this is really, it's gonna be a tough road, but I know she's gonna make it. And I just wish that she doesn't need to see all the horror that is going on there. And I just want to bring her to a safe environment where she can just enjoy her life. So I'm also updating about it on Instagram, so if anybody is interested. Basically my whole life is on Instagram. No, that's not true. Part of my life is on Instagram. So, okay, take care. I'm gonna push all what I've done now on the stream to GitHub, so in case anybody is interested, it's gonna be there. And we're sunsetting this project. Well done, everybody. Thank you for the ride. It was a wild one indeed. Anyway, have a good evening, day or night, and see ya somewhere around. Bye.